Alright, so we're up to the good bit in the training now. This is where it starts to get interesting. So this video I'm about to show you, no other gurus are really teaching what I'm about to teach. I reckon it's the most pragmatic and realistic way to find a winner, especially if you're new. If you found a couple winners in the past, this way is also really good method to find more winners. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. So before we start, just make sure you've downloaded the Commerce Inspector Chrome extension and the SimilarWeb Chrome extension, because I'll refer to these two Chrome extensions in this video. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and install them. So there's two approaches to selecting products when you're dropshipping, right? So these main two approaches consist of either swiping products that other stores are testing. So that means going and snooping around to other stores and looking at products that other stores are testing. And when I say that, I mean not going onto stores and looking at the best sellers. I mean going onto stores and looking at products they've recently launched, right? So that's the first approach. The second approach is to find new products that other stores aren't testing. All right, so this is going to go against what quite a few people are teaching, but I believe this is true. And it's that if you're new, you don't know enough yet about what a winning product looks like or what products will do well in this Shopify dropshipping game. So therefore, if you're new, I recommend that you focus 100% of your energy on finding products from other stores and testing products from other stores, right? So then when you get a few sales under your belt and you start to find winners, then you can start testing products that other stores aren't testing. So I've got here the split between approach 1 and 2, right? So when you're new, I recommend 100% testing products from other stores, and I'm going to show you. So you might be thinking now that, oh, I don't want to test products from other stores because other stores are already testing them and they must be saturated. So that is true, but in the next couple of slides, I'm going to show you how to find stores that are testing that people don't really know about and that are unsaturated and doing well. Yeah, here's the split. So I recommend once you have a winner, you basically become an intermediate at dropshipping, right? If you have one winner, you move up to the intermediate split. And that is when you should be, and I still think you should be testing a lot of your products from other stores. And as you get better to advanced and veteran, I still think you should be testing other products from other stores. But the other stores I'm going to show you, because you shouldn't be going to the biggest dropshipping stores in the world like PhoneBibby and testing products there, because everyone knows about PhoneBibby. So everyone is snooping on their products, and those products will be saturated and you won't make much money off them. So the aim here is to find lesser known stores. And that brings me to my next point, right? What you want to do is you want to leverage product research from other big dropshipping stores, but other big dropshipping stores that no one knows about, right? So you see, other big dropshipping stores will have dedicated team members whose sole job it is to go out there and do product research. So you're basically having an army of product researchers doing the research for you. And I guarantee you that stores that are constantly testing and have a team of product researchers are going to be much more likely to find winning products than you are. I'm sorry, but it's just a fact, especially if you're new, right? A team of product research specialists or VAs will know what to look for and will test good products, right? So let me just explain this a little bit, right? So when we think about huge drop shipping stores, right, this is what first comes to my mind, right? PhoneBibby, dudesgadget.com. Dudes Gadget actually got ripped off. There's like 3 different knockoff stores of these, of people copying them. Like one is dudegadgets.com, but this is the real one, dudesgadget.com, and sugarandcotton.com. So everyone, or like nearly everyone in this dropshipping game, knows about these 3 big stores, right? So let me bring up one of these stores. I think PhoneBibby.com actually got shut down recently, because all their layout changed and like their domain is lost now. So I'm not sure about PhoneBibby, but let's check out dudesgadget.com. Right? If we go to dudesgadget.com. All right, we go to SimilarWeb. Take a look at it. So here they've obviously been scaling like winners, right? So they've obviously found some big winners throughout here. So if you see a store with like doing like over 1 million views, it's obviously a very, very big store, and they've obviously found winners that they can scale, right? I mean, the estimated monthly views are over 1 million, right? So if you go to SimilarWeb and you see a dropshipping store with over 1 million visits, right, you know it's done well, yeah. Like, you can't drive that much traffic to a store and not be profitable on the front end, right? So here I've got SimilarWeb around 1 million, like 1 million plus. So that's how you know if it's a huge dropshipping store, right? So in saying that, like dudesgadget.com and sugarandcotton.com, they get posted around lots of drop shipping forums and Facebook groups, and everyone knows about them, right? So I guarantee you, if you went into their Google Analytics and had a look at their sources, there'd be a lot of referrals from Commerce Inspector, which means that a lot of people would be snooping on their stores, and like I reckon they'll get probably 1,000 visits a day, and that would be just be people going into Commerce Inspector like this, clicking on, oh, now it's not going to load. Hang on, I'm going to refresh it. Sometimes Wheelio will stop the Commerce Inspector. Anyway, so going in Commerce Inspector, looking at products, and there'll just be people hanging out down here, right? And testing all these different products. So yeah, I mean, like these products that will be tested in these stores, it's likely that a lot of people are going to know about them. It doesn't mean that you can't test products from these stores. Like sometimes, like if I see or if my VA sees a good product on one of these stores, they'll still upload it in they'll still give it to me to test. So the huge dropping stores here I've got marked in red, right? And that's called red ocean products, right? So everyone is swiping products from these stores. So these stores obviously will have winning products, but if these kind of stores are scaling those products, they're going to exhaust, they know how to exhaust audiences quickly, and that's why they're more likely to be saturated, right? So down here, right, where we've got this blue color, right, so these stores here, right, these stores down here are more to do with like blue ocean products, right? So when I say blue ocean, I mean that these stores down here are lesser known dropshipping stores, right? But they're still, like these ones here are still kind of big. These ones here are medium. These ones here are lesser known, right? So yeah, the way I can tell sort of how big these dropshipping stores are, right, is going to SimilarWeb and having a look at these stores, at how many visits they're getting. So say we'll go to like luxtech.com.net. We'll open up SimilarWeb. So I mean, like, yeah, so they're not doing like, you know, millions of visitors a month, but they're still pushing quite a high volume of traffic at like 300k visitors a month, right? So if we go back to here, so these stores here be doing about 500 to 1 million. I mean, those SimilarWeb stats will change depending like daily and weekly, but it's sort of around this mark, right? So these are big dropshipping stores, and some people like do know about these stores. So these are like a cross between Red Ocean and Blue Ocean stores. But down here, right, this is where it starts to get a little bit more interesting, because people don't really know that much about these stores down here, right? So these are lesser known dropshipping stores and medium-sized dropshipping stores with SimilarWeb metrics of less than 500 visitors per month, right? So I didn't want to put too many stores down here. Like I don't want to out people's dropshipping stores, but basically what you want to do, right, is you want to find lots and lots of these medium and lesser known dropshipping stores, right? And you want to create a big list, like in a Google Sheets doc or like an Excel file, of all these smaller to medium-sized dropshipping stores. But there's one thing you've got to know, right? So there's other factors that come into play when finding these medium and lesser known dropshipping stores, right? Besides the SimilarWeb under 500k. And I'll get onto that in a little bit. But let me just give you a reason why you want to be going after these stores. Is that because these stores down here are still really good stores, and they know what they're doing, and they likely have product research teams finding products. But unlike these stores up here, no one really knows about them. So there are a few people, but less people will be swiping products from these stores. And that means there's less competition around these products. And to take it a step further, what you really want to do is you want to find stores, right, lesser known stores, that are testing new and unique products that other stores or other big stores like this aren't testing, right? So that's a really key thing to look out for. Like once you start snooping around other stores, you'll see like products that are repeated across multiple stores. But if you see like a lesser known store that is testing like random products that other stores aren't testing, you want to be testing those products as well, right? So this brings me to my next point. So I'm going to get on to how to find those lesser known stores a little bit later in this video. But for now, I've got to tell you that you only want to swipe products from stores that know what they're doing, right? So how do you know if a store knows what they're doing? Or in other words, right, how do you know if a dropshipping store is actually making money from what they're doing, right? Because there's obviously a lot of dropshipping stores out there with complete newbies. So I'm going to show you some ways to know if a dropshipping store is good and making money. So the first indicator I'll look at is I'll go to the apps in Commerce Inspector and I'll see what apps they have on their store, right? So let me go into, show you some apps, right? So I'll pull up Commerce Inspector and go to apps. And if you see a store running either Trackify or Pixel Perfect, it means they're segmenting their custom conversions and they know how to advertise on Facebook, right? So this is just an app that tells me they know what they're doing with Facebook advertising, right? So it's a good sign if a store has one of these. So if we go to Lux Tech, I'm sure, yeah. So they have Trackify on there. Sometimes they'll have two, and that's just because they're obviously using one, but they might have just not remembered to remove the code for the other one. But yeah, so if they have either Pixel Perfect or Trackify, they know what they're doing with Facebook advertising, so it's a good sign. So another one, right? So I've got here more know what they're doing apps, right? So more money making apps that big stores use, right? So one is Klaviyo for email marketing. The reason I say this is because Klaviyo is not a cheap ESP, right? Email service provider. It's quite expensive to have a big list on there, so you need to know what you're doing. And if you're using Klaviyo for email marketing, it's probably the best e-commerce email marketing platform to use. And in order to make money from it, yeah, you need to know what you're doing. So these other down here, AdRoll, Criteo, right? So these are third-party retargeting platforms, right? So these are like retargeting platforms that will run across multiple networks, right? So in order to sign up for AdRoll or Criteo, you need to have, I think it's at least 50,000 unique monthly visitors in order to sign up for these third-party retargeting services, right? So if you have at least 50,000 unique monthly visitors, your store is obviously doing all right. You can't drive 50,000 unique monthly visitors without being profitable. It just doesn't make sense. So if they've got any of these two apps, they're good. And also, so the next level is if they're using simplified programmatic advertising and geofencing, right? So programmatic advertising is like next level display advertising, right? So I actually don't know that much about it. I know some like really, really big e-commerce brands are using this. It's sort of out of my league to talk about it, but if they're using programmatic advertising and they're drop shipping, they certainly know what they're doing. So another big indicator that a store knows what they're doing is if they're testing products, like they're testing lots and lots of products and consistently here, right? So if we could look at Lux Tech, we've got products, and we scroll up here, you can see like they're launching like 2, 3, 6, like they're launching new products almost daily, right? So the store has to be doing that. They have to be constantly testing. And you want to come down here and you just want to be seeing what they're frequently testing down here, right? So if their store is consistently testing products, it's a good sign that they know what they're doing.